What's up, Fragrant World? Welcome back to another Stay Fresh production. My name is Justin Copeland. On this channel, we talk about everything fragrance related. If you like that kind of content, I assume that's why you're here. And since you're here, might as well go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video. And please hit that like button so that me and YouTube know that you like this kind of content. It really does help with my visibility across the platform. Thank you so much in advance. Today I'm bringing you a little bit of an early list. Just like I did for the fall, I'm gonna do 3 winter lists because I just love this time of the year. So I just have a lot to talk about, especially when it comes to fragrances. So we're starting a little earlier than we normally would, but I'm starting with my cheapie list. We got 5, well, technically 6, but 5 spots, 1 tie. All of these fragrances are gonna be under $50. Some of them much lower than others, but again, all under the $50 mark, so they're not hard to acquire. So let's get right into it. By the way, what do you think of this shirt? I'm loving this yellow from Into the AM. I talk about them all the time. Love their variety. I'm gonna have a link down below if you want to check out Into the AM. I love the black logo, black and yellow. It's a great combo. Let's jump right in. Here at number 5, you can find this fragrance easily for under $30. Again, I'm gonna have links down below. You shouldn't pay more than 30 bucks. Now this is a 50 milliliter size. The 100 milliliter shouldn't be much more than that either. Probably still under $40. This is from the house of Calvin Klein. I've talked about this one before. Kind of a sleeper, but you gotta check this one out. This is called Euphoria Intense. This was actually composed by 2 very well-known perfumers. One of them by the name of Lac Dong, and the other by the name of Carlos Benaim. Yes, believe it or not, master perfumer Carlos Benaim basically created this very basic fragrance, but really pleasant. Gosh, it is, again, you smell it, and at face value, it comes off very simple. It's quite sweet. I think there's some vanilla, maybe some tonka bean in here, but it is fresh. It's a nice kind of sweet, fresh fragrance for the winter. Maybe not on the coldest of days, but you could still get away with this on like a winter night, especially a night out. It has a playful vibe, but the intense version as compared to the original, this has a little bit more of a refinement to it if you're asking me. It actually has quite an interesting note breakdown. Ginger and black pepper kick things off, so it's got a little bite to it. It's spicy. It's a little bit aromatic with some basil and some rosemary, but it is quite woody as well. There's vetiver in here. There's even apparently some oud, but it is sweet and warm with this beautiful amber note and even some myrrh in here. It doesn't really come off quite as complex as it might sound, but it also doesn't smell like the most generic fragrance you've ever smelled. It's really pleasant. So easy to wear. It's gonna get compliments, and performance is okay. You're gonna get anywhere from 5 to 7 hours out of this thing. Not gonna blow you out of the water, but it smells fantastic. So check this one out. That's Euphoria Intense from Calvin Klein. Okay, up next, it's been a little while since we talked about these folks, but the good people over at Dossier, they sent me a couple fragrances that I want to get on your radar, and now is a great time to learn about them because they're doing an all-month sale for the entire month of November. Basically, they're doing a Black Friday sale. So you can get anywhere from 20 to 50% off of a range of their fragrances. Now, if you're not familiar with Dossier, let me show you one of them here. It'll come in a box. They essentially create clones. They're dupes of popular designer and niche fragrances, but they're very affordable, and you actually get quite a bit for what you pay. You're gonna pay $29 for the designer clones, and you're gonna pay $39 for the niche clones. Again, that is before this month's discount, so you'll be paying less. This particular one is called Abbey Mint. So you order your Dossier, it comes in the mail like this, and everything falls out. You're gonna get a little card that has some information. It says the name of the fragrance. It says what they are cloning. In this case, you can see it says Versace Eros. You'll have the notes, concentration. The coolest thing about Dossier, which again, I don't see much from other companies that do this, in the box, you're gonna get a sample. And this is great because this is like a little 2, maybe 3 milliliter sample. You can try this first. Don't even touch the bottle. try the sample first. If you don't like it, box it up, send it back, you get a full refund, which is pretty dang cool. But chances are you'll like it. Now, Abbey Mint, like I said, clone of Versace Eros. Here's the bottle, 50 milliliter bottle. Very basic design, very similar to Le Labo with the cylindrical bottle, cylindrical cap. It is magnetic, which is a nice touch. They didn't have to do that. I've worn this one a few times. If you're not familiar with Versace Eros is a very pleasant scent, very popular. Nice dose of apple, lavender, vanilla, and mint. Those are the primary notes. It's quite sweet, it's warm, it's also fresh, and it's very loud and very playful. And they nailed it. Now I have to say, there's a couple of Dossier's fragrances I've smelled where in the background and even like in the base notes, they have this, some kind of chemical or some kind of accord that when it dries, it gets almost like papery. It's not unpleasant, it's just not really like what they're cloning. But this, for some reason, doesn't have that. It dries all the way down, warm and sweet, just like I remember Versace Eros drying. It'll last you a good 7 hours on the skin. It smells great, and again, it smells 1-to-1. I was very surprised with this. So this is Abbey Mint. This one again is Versace Eros. You can always just get Eros, but with the discount this month, this might be a little bit cheaper than Eros. And if you want to take advantage of their niche options, again, this is a clone. You can get niche for very, very little money. So this would again normally be $39 with the discount, which again is going to be between 20 and 50%. You'll have to see on the website. They're going to be paying even less. Normally, the original of this fragrance would cost you well over $200, I would imagine. So this is kind of a no-brainer. Again, comes with the sample. You can try before you commit, and you can decide to keep it or not. But this is called Ambre Saffron. And this is a clone of what you'll see here. Baccarat Rouge 540 from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This one is scary too. They nailed it. I am so surprised. I was not expecting them to nail it, because for me, Baccarat Rouge 540 is not my favorite fragrance from Francis Kurkdjian. It's nice. I'm not saying I don't like it, but it's not my favorite one. The reason is because it has this wispiness to it. And you probably know what I'm talking about if you wear it, if you own it. You put it on, it's actually quite potent, but when you try to actually smell it, it's hard to detect yourself. Other people around you will smell it, but I always just want to smell it. Now, the thing about this one is that it has that same quality. It has that wispiness. It's not super thick like your Instant Crush from Mancera, which I love, which is basically copying that DNA but made much more rich with a lot of vanilla. They kept it kind of open and airy here, but it's so much easier to detect. I don't get that fleeting nature that I get from Baccarat Rouge 540. This smells just like it. You get the jasmine in there, you get the saffron. It has this candied sweetness to it, almost like cotton candy. Really pleasant, very unisex. Not the most wintry scent, I would say, but something you can definitely pull off in the winter because of its sweetness. I think it works great. It's actually quite versatile, even though it is so sweet. Because it's not so dense, it does work casually and formally, I think. So makes it kind of versatile. And again, Ambre Saffron from Dossier, you're not going to pay much. So there will be links down below to check out Dossier if you want to. Okay, here at number 3, from the House of Alexandria, who normally is known for their clones and dupes, we have one of their original creations, one that I have really enjoyed since I got it over a year ago. And everyone I've showed this to loves it. This is called Hefez 1984 Intense, the intense version of the acclaimed Hefez 1984. This is gorgeous. You get just like a beautiful like coffee with like a honeyed amber almost. It's sweet, it's very warm. There's some oud in here, maybe some vanilla or caramel or something. It has a gourmand quality. It's quite succulent, but it is a little bit dark and woody. It is an extrait de parfum. It is very strong. It's very dense. The only thing I'm not crazy about with Alexandria is that they can be a little flat. They can be a little bit two-dimensional in regards to the scent profile. When you smell it up close, when you get a whiff, they don't have a lot of depth to it. It's like you're smelling everything all at once on a platter. Again, doesn't smell unpleasant. But if you're looking for more depth, this may not be it. But you're gonna pay under $50 for this. I think it's about 45 bucks for a 30 ml bottle. So it's not necessarily super cheap in regards to the amount of juice that you're getting, but you're still paying less than $50 for a fragrance that you'll likely never finish. One, because it's so dang strong, so you don't need much. And two, if you have any more than 10 fragrances, you'll probably never finish this, at least not for another several decades. So this is a great one to get. This is a winter scent. This is bonafide winter night on the town, super elegant. This is gonna turn heads. This is gonna get people asking about you. This is one to check out for sure. There will be links down below to check out Hefez 1984 Intense. Here at number 2, one of my absolute favorites. You might be like, why is this number 2? Don't you love it? Yes, I do love it. It's not the best recommendation I could give for the winter because of its performance. Even though it's not bad, at least not for me, it's not really gonna be a bona fide wintry scent. The number 1 is probably a little bit better in that regard. But still love it, still gotta put it on the list, and it is still available for the moment. A lot of the time under 30 bucks if you look around. Like, we'll have some links down below. Anywhere from 20 to 30 bucks, I think. This is John Varvatos Vintage, absolute classic. I still can't believe that you can get this as cheap as you can. I don't know what the state of it is in terms of being discontinued, in terms of John Varvatos filing for bankruptcy, because they just came out with a new fragrance this year. So I don't know what's up with that. We'll see. But if they're not filing bankruptcy, I'm happy, because it means you can still get this one. I love it. It's kind of hard to explain, but it is this kind of like warm and sweet tobacco, maybe with some rhubarb in here. Yeah, definitely like a kind of a bitter rhubarb, juicy. Oh man, there's some cinnamon, I think. There's like a suede leather accord. I think some ginger perhaps, some quince is in here. It's a beautiful concoction. Nothing smells quite like it. It smells unique, but it doesn't smell completely off the wall. It's so pleasant and it's so refined. If you've been sleeping on it, I've been talking about this for at least 4 years. Please wake up and get you a bottle of this before it's gone. John Varvatos Vintage. Okay, number 1, not a new fragrance at all. Not a new one at all. I actually haven't worn it in a while, and now that I've rediscovered it in my collection, I'm like, I need to wear this because it just smells great. It is now outdated at this point in terms of it has quite a few flankers that have come after it. But honestly, if it were not for this one, which is also a flanker, but if it were not for this flanker, the other ones would not have a place. That's if you're asking me. Armani Code Profumo from Giorgio Armani. This is the OG. This is like the first real fantastic flanker from Armani Code. Some people would say Ultimate was good, which it was. But this is just better for me. This is just more appealing for me. And the performance is great. You can't beat that. You get that Armani Code DNA, that very aromatic kind of tonka bean with some mandarin orange, with some leather in there. It is sweet. Some people say it smells like root beer. I kind of get that vibe, but I like root beer, so I don't mind at all. And again, just playful, but has a nice little refinement to it. It is going to get compliments even to this day. And again, it's pretty dang cheap. You can get this on FragranceNet for like 30 bucks, maybe under 35 in this size, which I love, this little 30 ml size. Links down below. Check it out if you haven't checked this one out already. Perfect for the winter, perfect for a date, perfect for a night out, even perfect for the office. Honestly, just don't spray too heavy and you're gonna get a ton of compliments. Armani Code Profumo. So that's it. That's the list. Really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked the video, please, 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 please like the video. Really appreciate it. If you want to help me to continue making videos like this in front of all these lights, in front of this camera, in my room, when I can still turn the lights on and have money to pay the bills, then you can help support me down on Patreon. I got a link down below. There are many ways to participate at different levels, and you get different perks depending on how you want to participate. You get some exclusive content, and again, you help me do this a little bit more full-time. So please consider it. Even the smallest amounts go a long way. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace. I'll see you in the next one.